Hey. Hello. Okay, so it says I'm live, but I can't see myself. I'm just checking now if I'm actually live. Yeah, okay, amazing. I need to just change the title. Okay. Hey. Can someone just say if they could see me? Okay, so this is just one person there. Okay, amazing. So I'm gonna just keep the. Okay, so if you're joining me, please make sure to say hey. Let me know where you let me know who you are. Yeah, just say hey, and as I go through as I keep talking and I go through the topic, and whatever comes up for you, if you feel like you relate to it or you resonate with it, you can just please just share in the comments, and you can also just share whatever you want that you would like support with regards to this topic. So this is basically, I wanted to do an energy clearing today and talk about like what, so I wanted to do an energy clearing to help like free you from like getting absorbed in other people's emotions, feelings, and energies, and like carrying other people's emotions, feelings, and energies, because it's a very common thing. It's something that I constantly help my clients with, help them to disentangle from. It's so common, but a lot of people don't realize what they're doing, that it's actually happening, and they don't realize that you can act. A lot of people don't realize that you can actually change it. You don't have to be be getting all up in other people's emotions and feelings and taking them on as your own. Okay, so that's what I want to talk about, and I want to just share everything that I know about that, and just do some energy clearing to help improve it for you if that's what you'd like. Okay, so as you if you're watching this as well, if you're going to watch this on the replay, please just leave a comment and say replay, and also please just tag anyone that you feel may benefit from this. Okay, so yeah, very quickly I'll just start with um with the actual issue. So if you hold on, I'm just getting messages on my phone. If you if you find yourself right, so if you find yourself constantly getting like absorbed, or find that you're taking on other people's like emotions, feelings, or even when you're in public places and you find it, you might find it quite overwhelming to be in public places where there's so many people, because you feel like the energy might be too much for you, or you feel like quite overwhelmed with basically all of the energy that's going on. That's a clear sign that you're doing this as well, that you're taking on, it's like that you're taking on other people's stuff, you're absorbing other people's energy, emotions, and feelings. And it's also, this happens because you have like weak energetic boundaries, and where this can come from, so why we can actually start this like unhealthy habit of actually taking on other people's emotions and feelings, and almost like thinking that they're ours. We really start doing this when we're really quite young. I mean, there could be a number of different reasons why we do it, but most of the time it will come from growing up in our family life. So for example, you might have grew up in a household where like there was so many people in the same house, and maybe like there was no form of boundaries, maybe no one had boundaries, maybe you had to share so much with everyone, maybe everyone was just kind of like in each other's like business, in each other's problems constantly. That's a starting point for where that can happen. Okay, where you're not taught about like clear boundaries, or if you grow up in a family where also if you grow up in a family where you your family goes through some like trauma together. Maybe you go through some struggles together, um, that lead you all to kind of emotionally taking care of each other. For example, another big another way you can create this habit is if you at a very young age you can actually start to really like emotionally take like be how do I word it? For instance, if you see a family member struggling emotionally or going through some type of trauma, I'll give a very clear example. So let's say you're quite young, you're a young child, and you see your mother maybe go through a very hard time emotionally, and because she's your mother and it's her job to look after you, and when we see our family members like this, when we see them going through a hard time, it can scare us because we kind of we see them being so vulnerable, and it scares us because we're just kids and we need them to look after us. So when we're quite young and we see this, what we can do is we can kind of step in and be like an emotional caretaker for our parents, for whichever, or for some of our family members. And what we'll actually do, and we'll do it subconsciously, so we'll probably do it without even realising that we're doing it. So what we'll do is we'll actually start to carry, like, we'll start to take on their feelings, take on whatever they're carrying, take on their pain, take on their negative emotions. And why we're doing it is we're doing it in a way to kind of carry it for them so they don't have to carry it, so they can be okay. Okay, so that's like a very common way this habit can start, is by like wanting to help your family members or wanting to help people. So you kind of subconsciously decide that that's the best way to do that, is by just like almost taking on their pains, their feelings and their emotions, and carrying them for them. And then what happens then is, as we get older, it's kind of just becomes an automatic thing that we do. So our boundaries, our energetic boundaries will be quite weak as a result of that. So what we will do then, as we go into adult life, is we will actually find it hard then to separate our emotional worlds from other people's emotional worlds. And what will happen is we will just take on everything, like anything that's out there, like anything that people is going through or feeling, we will just take it all on as well, because we haven't learned to kind of separate we haven't learned to separate the two. We haven't learned to separate our stuff from other stuff. And also we'll be also doing it as a way because we think we're actually helping people. Okay, so if this is resonating with you, please just leave me a comment below. But what I'm going to do now is actually give you all some downloads to kind of help improve this for you if this is what you're doing, and help just disentangle anywhere that you're kind of energetically entangled with, like other people or your family, because that's obviously where it can all start. Okay, so in order for you, just to remind you all, in order for you to receive these clearings, these downloads, all you need to do is just simply say yes whenever I offer something. And then what you could do is you could just close your eyes and take a deep breath and just receive it, or you can just say yes and you'll receive it anyway. So what I'm doing is I'm actually downloading everybody that wishes to receive it with energetic downloads of feelings, awarenesses, and I'll be downloading new positive belief systems into your energy using the Theta Healing technique. Okay, so very quickly, would you like to just disentangle anywhere your energy is completely entangled with, like your family members or anybody else actually that's in your life, anywhere your energy is completely like enmeshed or entangled with theirs? Would you like to just untangle it all now? And would you like to know what it feels like to be able to clearly recognize your emotions and feelings from the emotions and feelings of others. Would you like to know how to do that, and can we show you what that looks like and that it's actually possible? So if you would like that, just simply say yes. Right, and any kind of traumas, any experience that you had that were traumatic for you when you were younger, where you actually witnessed a family member that was close to you like really struggle or go through something hard, and in that moment then you like made a kind of like an unconscious kind of like promise or vow, or you unconsciously took on the role to make this person happy or to take on their stuff as a way to help them, right? Can we just clear all the trauma and shock from any of those experiences that have created this habit within you and show you that they're all over now? Let's just bring in a download to your subconscious, to your energy, that all these times are over now. Can we? Right, and would you also like to be able to see clearly how capable other people are of actually looking after their emotions and feelings and taking care of them themselves? Can we open you all up to how capable others are of doing this, so you don't have to like take on the role? And can we just free you all from this role now, the responsibility of looking after other people's emotions or feelings? Can we clear that for you now? If you're willing to let that go, if that's what you would like, just simply say yes. Okay, so what's coming through now is that when we start to do this, what we could do is actually like, we can kind of get like, we can kind of attach our value and our worth to like doing something like this. So it's kind of like unconsciously we kind of decide that like, or we come to the conclusion that if I do this, if I'm like helping people by taking on all of their emotions and feelings, taking on their pains, if I'm doing this, it actually gives me value, and this is my way of actually being helpful and being supportive. But can we actually, can we show you all that you can actually be helpful, be supportive, and can we show you all how to connect in with your value, how to feel valued, and can we show you all that you can actually feel good enough and feel worthy without needing to do this? And can we just remind you all about your value and your worth, that it's just innate, it's like there's no conditions attached to it at all? Can we just remind you all of that? Okay? And can we open you all up and show you all the ways that you can be helpful and supportive to people that you love, to family members? Can we show you all the ways that you can do that are healthy for you, that don't involve you taking on everybody else's stuff? Can we? Okay, and then one last thing that's coming through is that when you started to do this as a child, okay, this was your way of actually keeping yourself safe, because if you were giving yourself the role of making other people happy, or taking care of people emotionally, so if you started to do this, if you started taking on this like habit and started acting out this pattern of taking on other people's stuff, in your mind you could have been thinking that was keeping you safe, okay? Because if the people that are looking after you, if they're okay, then you're okay, because they have to look after you, if that makes sense. So can we just clear all that away anywhere that you're doing that, and can we teach you what it feels like to feel safe without needing to take on everybody else's like traumas, pains, emotions, and feelings, and show you that you can be safe? Can we show you that you actually already are safe? And can we teach you what it feels like to recognize that and to feel it? Can we? And anywhere, so this is just coming true, anywhere any of you decided that it's my job to make people happy, because this is why we can do this as well. If you decide that it's your job to make people happy, this is a way that you can make them happy, is by helping them in this way. So can we just clear any of the ways that you're doing that? Okay. Right, so would you like to be able to clearly recognize the difference between your emotional reality and other people's emotional reality? And can we show you all that it's actually, you're actually allowed to have a separate you're actually allowed to have a separate energy, separate emotions, separate feelings from the people around you, from your family? Can we show you that you're allowed to have a separate identity to them? Can we show you that it's safe? And if you would like that, just simply say yes. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to finish up by let's just download you all with unconditional love and just send a healing to your nervous system for any trauma. For any trauma you've experienced throughout your life, that your family have experienced, that have created these patterns, can we just heal the parts of your nervous system that actually have been kind of damaged from all this trauma? And let's just download you all with unconditional love as well, okay? So if you would like that, just simply say yes. Okay. Okay, amazing. So how is that? I'm just gonna have a look and check. Okay, so I don't have any, there's no comments, but I know that there's some people watching there. So if this was helpful to you, I'd love you to just leave a comment below and let me know what you got, if you gained any benefit from that. You can just leave it in the comments, and also please tag anybody else that you feel may benefit from it, and or please just share it with them as well. That'd be amazing, because so many more people need to learn about this work and experience it. So yeah, that is all then for today. I will leave you all with that, and thank you for everyone that was here live, and anyone that's going to watch it on the replay as well. Thank you so much, and yeah, I hope you have an amazing weekend. Okay, bye.